All right, let's get into this. This is one of those stories that it hits you. It's all about family, ambition, and that one single moment when the life you're secretly building for yourself crashes head-on into the life your family planned for you.
And this quote, this is the heart of the whole thing. See, a dynasty isn't just a family. It's a whole different beast. It comes with a script, a set of expectations, and you're supposed to play your part. Our main character, Lena, was born into this world, but, well, she was totally going off script.
So, Lena's rebellion wasn't some big dramatic explosion. She didn't flip a table or anything. Nah, her rebellion was quiet. She was just building something else, on her own terms, completely off her family's radar. And this is the story of the exact moment her quiet work got so loud they couldn't possibly ignore it anymore.
So let's picture this, right? The Hart family estate in Maine. You can just smell it. Pine trees, old money, and this heavy air of quiet judgment. It's the kind of place with giant portraits on the walls staring down at you. And this is the world Lena walks into, always feeling like the odd one out, the family anomaly.
And man, this slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? On one side, you've got her siblings, Stephen and Olivia. They're the heirs, groomed for a life of political summits and perfect photo ops. And then there's Lena. While they were polishing their legacy, she was pulling all-nighters, coding a logistics engine in a borrowed storage unit. Two totally different worlds under the same family name.
All right, so here we go. The main event, the annual family dinner. And trust me, this is less about passing the potatoes and more about passing judgment. Everything is perfect. Everything is rehearsed. This is the stage where the verdict on Lena's entire life is about to be read aloud.
So her father, the patriarch, stands up and starts dishing out the family goods. Stephen gets the Nantucket property. Olivia gets a massive asset portfolio. You can practically hear the polite applause. But then he gets to Lena's name, and boom, silence. Just this heavy, awkward silence that speaks volumes.
And there it is. He drops the bomb, but he says it in that super calm corporate voice, like he's reading a quarterly report, not basically telling his daughter she's not a worthy investment. Her mom even adds that it's not a punishment, just a pause.
I mean, that's the real kicker, isn't it? Not excluded, just paused. It's such a passive-aggressive masterpiece. It's their way of sounding gentle while confirming her worst fear. Because she didn't follow their path to success, she's on the outside looking in.
But right when the family is patting themselves on the back for their fairness, a phone starts buzzing. And then it buzzes again, and again. It's Lena's assistant, Maya, and she never calls like this unless it's a 5-alarm fire. That little vibration is about to become an earthquake.
Lena gets up to take the call, and you can just imagine the death stare she gets from her father. The perfect family play doesn't allow for interruptions from the messy, real world. But here's the thing. Reality wasn't just calling, it was about to blow the roof off the place.
And this is the moment everything flips. On the phone, Maya gives her the news. SoftBank is in. The official pre-IPO valuation for her unstable little startup, $100 million. A number so big it just completely shatters their entire condescending narrative about her.
Maya's voice is so clear and so loud that half the table can hear her, and she finishes with 2 words that just hang in the air. Congratulations, CEO. In an instant, Lena isn't the family's screw-up anymore. She's the CEO, a title she earned, a title they never ever saw coming. And while everyone else is just frozen, looking like they've seen a ghost, one person moves, her Aunt Diane. She just lifts her glass, lets out a laugh, and gives Lena this slow, deliberate wink from across the table. It's the first real sign of support she's gotten all night. And what happens next is just wow. It's an absolute avalanche of backpedaling. Suddenly her mom is gushing, her dad is muttering SoftBank like it's a magic word. It's wild to see how fast people pivot when your relevance suddenly becomes a valuable currency. Lena just walks back to her seat, takes a calm sip of wine like a boss, and drops this line into the stunned silence. It's not aggressive, it's just a question. But it completely exposes all their hypocrisy, and nobody has an answer. Just crickets. The next morning, her phone is just on fire. It's this hilarious parade of fake apologies and sudden business ideas. They aren't trying to understand her, they're trying to get a piece of the action. They're trying to rewrite history, fast. And this is where Lena just lays it all on the line. She calls them out. They try to say they were just worried, just trying to protect her. But she sees right through it. She tells them, no, you diminished me because my path made you uncomfortable. And that was the truth.
So what do you do when you suddenly hold all the cards? Well, Lena decides to build her own legacy. Not with their money, not for their approval. She's going to build something for the kind of people her family always overlooked. This is just perfect. She starts the Hart Foundation. She takes their name, the name they almost cut her off from, and turns it into a beacon for other young women who don't fit the traditional mold. It's the ultimate checkmate. And then she gets this, a handwritten note from a student after a speech. Now compare this to that cold corporate trust fund letter. One told her she wasn't good enough. This one tells her she's an inspiration. I mean, which one do you think she framed?
And this right here, this is the whole story in a nutshell. The old dynasty was about inheritance, status, and getting approval. The new dynasty, the one Lena built, is all about vision, hard work, and having a real impact. Just two totally different philosophies on life.
And at the end of the day, her real family wasn't in that fancy dining room. It was in a warehouse, on mismatched chairs, with her team. The people who saw her, who believed in her from the very start. That's the family she built for herself. That's the real dynasty. And that's the final word she has for her family. It's so true, right? You can't just show up for the victory lap. You have to be there when things are tough, when the story is actually being written. They missed their chance. They weren't there when it mattered. So Lena's story is incredible, but it also kind of holds up a mirror, doesn't it? It pushes you to ask yourself, forgetting what everyone else expects, forgetting the script someone else wrote for you, what are you building for yourself?